253. 380. 064. Nope. Hey guys. That's loud. Okay. Nope, I've got feedback. Where's the feedback coming from? I think that might be it. Disconnect audio. There we go. That's what I had to do. Okay, let's try that again. Is that working now? Making a noise. Is it muted? Okay, what the hell is going on? Audio. Yeti. Can you hear me? You can? Oh, that's weird. Because it doesn't come up as you've been able to hear me. Hi, Boo Boo. Yeah, you can hear me. Okay. Oh, there we go. That's sorted now. Hi, Boo. I hear you. The pups are not happy. There is a storm coming. I don't think it's coming yet. I think we've got a while yet, but yeah. Rain starts at 7, storm start. Oh, the storm's moved to 1 a.m. now. It was 7 o'clock earlier. And then all day tomorrow. Yay. I know, you don't like it, do you? I think it might start before then, though, because got all sorts of crazy stuff going on. Anyway, how you doing, guys? There is. Is it loud enough? Do you want it a bit louder? I'm trying to drown out the sounds of the fact that the guy upstairs is cooking, which is making a lot of noise. This is my Wheel of the Year thing from the other class, the One Frog Sing class. It's cutting in and out. Oh, well, it's not doing that here, so that's something to do with your sound, I think. All I can hear is chopping sounds from upstairs and TV sounds. So it's that or dropping sounds. Yeah, this is my thing from the class from yesterday. I kind of want to work on this a little bit because it's coming along nicely. So I thought for our chat I'd sit and do this. What's everybody been up to with their... I still haven't been able to get out anywhere. Every time I try and go out anywhere, it starts bloody raining. It was really hot yesterday. And I got all set up. I was like, right, okay. Today we're going out. Yeah, we decided we were going out, got the dogs ready, got everything ready, literally opened the door, and as we stepped out, the heavens opened. I can't see chat, hang on. I've still got it set up so that my computer is over there. So I'm using my oh, for God's sake. Okay, there we go. Now, let's see if I can get it on here. I can't believe I'm going to have to log in 3 times, but I can't see chat. It flashes up for like 2 seconds and I don't have time to read it. By the time I see it, I look up and it's gone. And I don't seem to be able to get it to stay on any longer. So I'm going to try and get chat on this screen. Actually, it would be more sensible to have chat open on this screen where it's bigger. So if I open chat on this screen, it's just like takes up the whole thing. I didn't have any mics on. I don't know what was going on. I was picking up internal sound. Started a potted garden on your porch. How lovely. I've started sprucing up my back garden. I got some planters, some hanging planters. They were £1 and all the flowers were nearly dead in them. But I thought, well, the planters themselves cost more than £1. So if all the flowers die, it's no big deal. I'll just put herbs in them. But I gave them a really good soaking and all the flowers have come back to life. So they obviously just needed a really good soaking. I've been slowly clearing up the yard and repotting my herbs. A friend's given me a yellow iris today that she's going to help me pot. So that'll be fun. I think I might put that in this window because it won't get too much sun, but it'll get sun every day. which would be nice. I can't believe how many times I've signed in here. Rain there most of the week. Every time I run this class, it rains. More like fall and summer, yeah. That's how it feels here. Okay, what's the meeting ID? 254 380 064. No microphone, no audio. There we go, that's all I need. I just want to be able to see if I'm on screen, that's all. Okay, now we're cooking. Look at this, it's ridiculous. Look. You think the Wi-Fi will reach the yard, you'll show us your plants? Excellent, yes. Good idea, I like that. Let me turn this one around sideways. It's slightly bigger screen. There we go. I'm going to switch it actually. I think I'll switch mine. Let's stop that. Scoob, stop crying, please. No, but you're being a brat. Oh, there we go. Hang on. Cool. That looks really good, Susan.
I don't know if you can hear the cat in the background. She wants out in the backyard too.
That looks really nice. That's going to be a nice little display of colour.
I think so. My cats are not allowed out of the house. We have coyotes in the neighborhood, and they would all just be snack food.
Yeah. I never really understood the whole concept of having cats, but letting them wander around. I've always had house cats. I don't know how to switch it to. I want it to go to, so it automatically picks up whoever's talking, and I can't figure out how to do it. Hang on. Cancel spotlight. So in theory, whoever's talking, it should switch to your camera. So if you want to show anything or whatever, you should be able to just come on audio and chat away. And other than that, I'm just going to sit and finish my sewing, because this is quite, well, it's not intricate, but it's taking a little longer than normal because it's satin stitch. And I want to do some more while I've got good light.
But yes, I totally agree with you. I think cats should be in the house.
Our neighbour's cat, they've got a really high fence and he's quite elderly. So he just kind of wanders around his garden and occasionally pops over the fence to us, you know. But he doesn't go off wandering around all over the place at all. My cats used to go out in the garden, but they never went wandering off or anything. They just used to sit on the porch. I've never really understood. I mean, you wouldn't do that with a dog, would you? You wouldn't just open the door and let them out and let them wander off for 15 hours a day.
No. People always say, oh, cats are so independent. And I always laugh and I say, that's because you throw them outside for 15 hours a day.
They have to be, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Plus, cats are apex predators. It's really not a good idea to have a lot of cats wandering around a neighbourhood. So has anybody done their ritual this week? How did you find that little exercise? I've got another PDF for you. I should have put it up this morning and I completely forgot before I went out. But I will do it once we're done here. It's the wrong hole. I've got a little kind of post-ritual journaling bit to kind of wrap it up. For those of you who have done it and kind of want to finish it off or record it in your book of shadows or whatever it is you want to do with it. Some people just like to journal about stuff, and that's perfectly okay too. But I thought it would be nice for those of you who have gone all through it, then you kind of be able to finish off the exercise rather than just, right, we did a ritual, that's great, now what? It's kind of like just trying to demystify it a bit. You know, everybody always thinks it's all a lot more complicated than it is. And, you know, there are some people who will have you believe that it's all ritualistic and complicated and, you know, but the whole point of, well, for me, I mean, it's different for everybody, but the whole point of it for me is that it's not dogmatic. It's not meant to be, you know, this is the be all and end all and this is how we do it and everybody does it the same kind of thing. You know, your rituals or spell work or whatever you want to call it, even if you don't want to call it that, it's entirely up to you what you do and how you do it. And I don't think it's beneficial to be too rigid about it and start trying to be dogmatic. It's, you know, there's enough dogma in the world, right? I think people like to make it sound like it's all woo, you know. They make it trying to make it sound more special than it is, I think. That's what I'm trying to say. Not that it's not special, but it's not oh, sorry, the adverts are distracting me. It's not that it's not special. It's just that it's not as elaborate, or doesn't have to be. I mean, it can be, but it's up to you how elaborate or how simple it is. And I really wanted to, hey Risha, I really wanted to bring that to the fore and show you that, you know, something as simple as just taking some quiet time to thoughtfully write out some things on paper and then thoughtfully spend time burning them and thinking about releasing that energy back to where it came from is, you know, that's a ritual. It's simple. It's a ritual. And I don't think it needs to be complicated or whatever. It's intention for me that's important. It might be different for you. You might need it to be elaborate so that you feel like you're participating in it or whatever. But, you know, for me, it's like someone's mic's on. I'm getting feedback. It's not mine, is it? It's like cooking for me. I eat because I'm hungry and to nourish my body and all that kind of stuff. But given the choice between cooking a meal that's going to take several hours to prepare, or shoving a jacket potato in the microwave and adding some cheese, I'm going to be doing the microwave potato because I have no interest in spending 8 hours cooking something that I can do in 20 minutes. Or an hour and a half cooking something that I can do in 17 minutes in the microwave, you know? And I have a similar attitude to rituals. I take my time doing them and I think about them and I'm considerate about them, but I don't necessarily think that taking time and being considerate about it automatically equates to, oh, and let's take 5 hours and get dressed up to do it. Family dinner. Oh, we escaped to the shed in the garden, Resh. I'm sorry if you can hear weird noises in the background. I do have some music going, but we've all got our windows open, so upstairs TV is carrying down a little bit as well. So if you can hear some strange noises in the background, that's what it is. There's nothing I can do about it other than shut my window, and it's too freaking hot for that. It's definitely going to thunder. I can feel the tightness in the air. It's horrible. I must put some jars out. If we have a thunderstorm, put some clean jars outside on the table, collect some storm water. Powerful protection and fire energy. Might disappear back to the back room again at one point, but if not, I'll watch the replay. Yeah. It's just a group chat. We're just hanging out for an hour or so. Sue's been showing us her plants. She's been working on potting her plants in the porch this week. Oh, that's hard to say. Potting her plants in the porch this week. And I've been potting plants as well, but I can't really show you without wandering all the way out, and I don't think my Wi-Fi will hold up that well. I've already got 3 devices going. I don't think I can put a 4th one on. So did anybody do the ritual? Still time to do it, by the way. See you, Resh. It's not like rituals are not like church. We have to be there at 10:30 for 2.5 hours or whatever it is. My boobs are getting in the way of the hoop. You missed the chat about the ritual. No, it's all on PDF. It's the posts for this week. We're all... There's one about the ritual, what we were going to do for those who wanted to go off and do their own thing. And then there's another one on how to put a ritual together. And I deliberately left it really vague because, you know, like I say, if you just... The idea was releasing energy, because the Litha is basically the full moon of the year. It's the culmination of things that you've been working on for the last 6 months. So it's particularly useful in terms of thinking about your word of the year and stuff like that, and say, okay, well, you know, what am I done with? What can I, let's clear the decks a bit. What can I let go of? What can I release? And that concept of anything that you're finished with, not stuff that you are trying to let go of. That's not the same thing. That's a new moon ritual to start the release process. This is stuff that you've just, you know, this is the equivalent of taking out the trash, or, you know, you've Marie Kondo'd your wardrobe and now you've actually got to get those 3 bags of clothes to the charity shop. It's that equivalent rather than doing the Marie Kondo stuff itself. So, you know, writing down half a dozen things on paper that you are done with, that you're finished with, you want to get rid of out of your life and release the energy back, including, and this is an important one, is sending energy back to people who are no longer in your life. That was one of my inclusions. I've always been one of those people that if you fall out with people, not you know, like in a dramatic way, but sometimes you just, you know, you're done with people, or they're done with you, or, you know, you have your tastes change, or you break up, or whatever. But those people are still sometimes, their energy is still about. So, you know, when you're over it, as it were, and ready to move on, kind of sending any residual energy, cutting ties and sending any residual energy that is still theirs back to them, and recalling your own, you know, to kind of sever that connection. Which I do because, you know, I'm one of those people that they're exes for a reason. I don't have many very close friends, and I don't get into relationships very easily. But if I've been in a relationship or have a close friend, the only reason that that person would no longer be in my life is for a breakup kind of reason, if that makes sense. Like either they go or I decide, no, this is wrong, this is not working. But I'm not a, oh, we can be friends afterwards kind of person. No, that's not how it works for me. So I always recall my energy afterwards. Once I'm done, I'm finished, and I know that no longer has any hold over me, then I sever the energy. So I've done some of that this time. Had a couple of old thought patterns that I've evicted. A couple of, it sounds kind of weird actually. One of the ones I did was productivity. I'm going to talk about this in my One Book July video actually. Since I read The Bullet Journal Method, Ryder Carroll's book, I realised that, and I think a lot of other people realised as well, that their bullet journals had become, you know, it's supposed to be a way of, what's he call it? Plan your future and organise your life and record your past or something like that. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. Hang on. I can't see very well. The light is really bad. I might have to stop in a minute. I really can't see what I'm doing that well. Yeah, I realised that my bullet journal had become basically a way of self-flagellation for not being productive enough. It had become a long list of tasks that I hadn't finished, and pages that I hadn't finished writing, or well, it is hard for you anyway, Liz, because you're not in the getting rid of sit part. You're in the letting go part. For you, it's more, you're the new moon ritual. So you're more concentrating on stuff that no longer serves you. What do you want to be rid of? What do you want to stop doing? What do you want to, what habits that you want to break? Stuff that you tend to do in relationships that you know is bad for you, you know, that kind of thing. You could also do it in a way of like, you know how they say turn a negative into a positive into a negative, or a negative into a positive. Do it that way. What no longer serves me, ignoring self-care, putting other people's feelings above my own, that kind of stuff. That's the kind of things you can start working on now through to when your Litha ritual is at our Christmas. Or at, well, everybody's Christmas, isn't it? Christmas is the same. See, this is what confuses me. The wheel of the year is different, but Christmas is always the same. Yes, because you're at the new moon phase. You're just starting. If you think of the new moon, think of a lunar phase. The new moon is starting out and planning and getting started. And then during the waxing phase, you're working on building up to doing stuff. Your full moon is your culmination, or your first quarter is your review period. You know, where are you up to? How are you doing? What do you need to change? What do you need to stop doing? What do you need to keep going with? And so on. Your full moon is your culmination. Right, project's finished, but we still got some stuff to go over. So let's clear the decks. Now we're at the next let's clear the decks point. You are at the right, what project am I going to work on now? So for you, it's more a case of between now and the end of the year, what are you looking to remove from your life? Whether that is, you know, self-doubt, ignoring your own needs, procrastinating, working on your, you study Reiki, don't you? Maybe procrastinating, working on your Reiki, that stuff. So you can make it like, instead of I want to start doing, I want to stop doing this, that kind of stuff. And then you work on that over the next 6 months, and your 3 months review will be around whatever the next one for you is. Mabon. I don't know what your next one is. I'm sorry. Imulk, is it for you? You're Yule, aren't you? So the next one for you is Imulk, which is lighting the fires. So you're in the planning phase. So between now and Imulk, you should be preparing, planning. How am I going to do this? How can I start doing it? What is my, how can I incorporate my Reiki into my daily routine? That kind of stuff. And then starting to work on that, trying different ways of doing it. Then after Imbolc through to Yule, it would be more kind of, okay, I've got a handle on this now. Now I'm going to work on putting this into practice and keeping going with it, so that come Yule, you can say, right, okay, now things I can get rid of is feeling guilty for not putting my practice in, doing my practice daily, because I am doing it. So I can get rid of that guilt now. That kind of thing. Does that make sense? It's hard for you, I know. But then come Yule, you'll be able to do the Litha ritual. No, come Litha for you, you'll be able to do the ritual that we're doing now. But you can do them all in the same way, because it's always like, if you always think of it as when you're working on an art project, okay, you get your stuff out, you decide what you want to do, you get your stuff out, you spread it around all over the desk and wherever else you can put it. You start, you know, unwinding stuff and cutting lengths of paper and bits of this and bits of that. And then you get going with it. Once you're set up, you get going with it and you get on with the work and you do the vast majority of it. And, you know, there might be a few odd bits and pieces where you think, oh, well, you know, I've bound that book now. That book binding is a good example, actually. You get all your stuff out, ready. How many papers are you going to need? How many signatures do you want, etc., etc. Then you do the work, the actual putting the signatures together, binding them, and so on and so on and so on. Then I'm sorry, I'm being distracted by the adverts again. I can't stand the talking in the background. It drives me insane. I've got to pay for the $9.99 thing again. Okay, let's just mute you for a second while you're adverting. Yeah, putting your actual book together, and then your full moon is like, right, I've done the basics, everything's sewn together, I've got a book. Now, how am I going to decorate it? Well, before I decorate it, I'm going to have to clear the decks of everything else I've been doing. So I'll clear up all the stuff that I needed before, get rid of any recycling that I need, empty the bin, you know, have a cup of tea, all that kind of stuff. And then you sit down, you're like, right, okay, what am I going to put on the cover? How am I going to decorate it? What am I going to use my book for? All that kind of stuff. So think of it always in terms of a project. Something else that's useful for you is like if you've got a word of the year. If you don't have a word of the year, now's a good time to start, because you can do it according to the wheel of the year rather than just for 2019. My word is, you know, perhaps your 2020 word of the year through till next July is going to be a particular thing. Or I always recommend doing it like as either as a project or a word, or, you know, some way of encompassing it, if you like. And just picking a word is a good way of doing it. If you wanted to be more, you know, do more on a daily basis with your spirituality, for instance, or your Reiki practice or whatever, you could use something like mindfulness or something like that, so that when you do things, you do them with mindfulness. So mindfulness is what guides everything that you do for the next 6 to 12 months, that kind of thing. You could also pick something that's a goal for the next 6 months. You know, by Christmas, I want to be able to, or by Christmas, I want to feel like. And obviously this goes for anybody doing Litha now. Obviously we're doing the other side of it. This was very predominant in our readings the other day. In fact, I might share that reading. Did you guys come along to the reading? I can't remember if I invited you along to it. I meant to. We did a reading for Litha and it was very interesting. Everything came up as, yes, you worked very hard, well done. Keep going. Don't forget that you've not finished yet. You've got to do the rest of the half circle. Or it was people who had been overworking, being told to chill out. Okay, that's all very well, but now, you know, perhaps you need to take a break for a bit, okay? Slow down a bit. So that was really interesting. If I didn't put it in the group, I will. Because it was certainly interesting to see everybody's readings. Oh, okay, has that stopped doing adverts now? There we go. I'm really loving this orange. I wanted something that would go. I've drew my rose on the wrong side for a start. So what I've decided to do is I'm going to do this orange flame-like rose over here. And then over here, I'll do like a red Christmas rose. So the first half of the year starts off pale and gradually gets brighter. And then this side, instead of being bright colours, it will be earth tone colours, like getting darker. So the colours on this side get more intense and brighter, and then the colours on this side get gradually darker. So this will be a really dark red rose, like blood red for Christmas. We've got Samhain, obviously, that'll be dark red and brown. Mabon, red and brown and orange, and then Lammas will just be kind of end of summer kind of colours. I'm pretty pleased with it so far. I think it's looking good. It's starting to look a bit grubby. It needs, it definitely needs a wash. I couldn't quite decide if I wanted to fill in the leaves or not. So I think, what do I want to do? I think I do want to. No, I don't think I do want to fill them in. I'm going to fill the stem in and see how I feel about that. Oh, honestly, 50-50 chance of getting the right end, and every damn time I pull the wrong one. Okay. Not that one. Feel free to jump on camera if you want to, guys. This is only a hangout. It's not like a talk session or anything. If you want to jump in and show what you're doing, I will put you on the spotlight. Actually, if you come on audio, it should automatically jump to you, but it may not. So I'll keep an eye on it. Anyone been anywhere? Oh, go ahead.
Excuse me, Ro.
No, go ahead.
I saw this project where somebody had cut leaf pattern out of a picture of a flower. So I made
like that.
the lavender leaves, and then I painted a lavender on there. Well, at least I tried.
That's very cool. I like that.
Oh.
Spotlight you. There we go. I do have to spotlight you or it flips backwards forwards. What a clever idea. I like that. So it's a picture of the lavender in the shape of the leaves.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. It's an interesting idea. And the other one's drawn, is it?
Yes, that
one?
one's drawn and then watercolors.
Very cool. So have you been getting out and about and enjoying any nice weather? Has anybody had any nice weather to go and enjoy?
Well, in Phoenix, most of our nice weather is over. It's been 100+ degrees here most days.
That's
I
not
think
nice.
that's what, about 40?
100?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 40 C.
40.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, our average is like 27. We had 34 for 2 days last year. It nearly killed us all. Hey, kitty. Is that the little one? Oh
That's our little one.
She's
Look how big now.
growing. She's still growing. She's so big. Hey, cutie.
Hard to believe, isn't it?
Yes. Is she still a foster or are you keeping her?
She lives here.
She's staying there. I thought she might be. Raining where you are, Ash. What, you live in Seattle, don't you? Of course it's raining where you are. Oh, kitty. She's so cute.
She just finished breakfast.
Ah, it's bath time.
Time for that. Yeah, it's time for that post-breakfast bath.
Hey, Cody. You are a little bit late, but don't worry, we're only hanging out. I'm doing some more work on my thing. Sue's been showing us her pot plant thing that she's set up. And her kitty. And we've been talking about the ritual, and I don't think anybody's had much of a chance to do anything with it yet, but you know, it's not like it's any time doing works really. I think your mic's still on, Sue.
Oh, sorry.
That's fine. Doesn't bother me. I just thought you might want to know. So what have you been up to, Cody? Cody's been spring cleaning her room. Redoing all her shelves. Ooh! Let me spotlight you. Hang on. Otherwise it keeps flipping back to me every time I speak. Very nice. Very nice. That's what I need to do in mine, I think. Take the doors off the cupboards.
And then I added to my craft table.
And how long are you going to keep this for? This setup for?
A week.
A week. Okay, that's quite a long time for you. I still haven't done mine. And that's a cool idea, having all your paper stuff out on the desk where you can just grab it, because you use paper a lot, don't you?
Yeah.
You can see what you've got too much of that you need to use up as well.
Well, since I'm working on Camp WannaCraft, I pulled out all of the items that would work with that project.
Right.
And everything that's not being used for the project is on the shelves.
Cool. And you've got lots of space there as well. So if you want to work on something else for a day, you can just shove all your camp stuff in those cubby holes to clear your desk. That's a good idea. I like that way of working.
I did this for Halloween too. When I was working on my Halloween album, I pulled out all of my Halloween items, and then that way I could just work on Halloween, and then when Halloween's over, I put it all away, and then that way I don't get bogged down with all the other stuff.
I'm sorry, I'm confused. You pulled out all of your Halloween items. What do you mean you pulled them out? Weren't they out already?
No, I have camp now.
Says the woman whose Halloween stuff is always on hand. I don't believe in putting Halloween away. Halloween is not just for Christmas. Looking good. It's looking good. I think when if you're an organizer, it's not that hard to get your craft room space, whatever you call it, into some sort of functional, well-appointed, quite tidy order. I think if you're like me and Cody and work on lots of projects at once and are constantly working on projects, it's virtually impossible to have a well-appointed, organized craft room. But you know how many days it is until Halloween? Yes, 132, I think.
A chance to spend some quality time and chat about each other's day.
So like I have my papers organized that I'm not using right at the moment, but they're still accessible. They're still on my shelves. I just have them put away.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So you know where it is if you do decide you need it.
We deliver proper family time. Download the Uber Eats app to order McDelivery.
That's a really good idea of working. I like that. I've been trying to do something similar with
Some days you wake up feeling super sunny. Other days you feel like a big
not
storm cloud
like
ready
for
a
projects, because they don't really work seasonally like that. I like my Halloween stuff all year round, but more kind of all my collage stuff, all my paper stuff, all my colouring stuff, all my painting stuff, all of my watercolour and gouache paints, all of my acrylic paints, all of my oil paints, and try and do it that way. So when I'm oil painting, I pull out my box of oil stuff and trying to work that way. You have an organised mess. I'm always doing something. The tables are never clear of crap. Oh, honey, look. Do I look like I've got not a lot of crap? No. My crap is everywhere. I finally got to the point where I really need to say, okay, this has got to be sorted out. I have to. Oh, I don't like that. I literally have to say, okay, now I've got to tidy the floor, because there's just stuff all over the floor. That's the problem I have.
I'm hiding stuff on my floor.
I'm always too busy to just collect it up. Though it sounds so simple, you know. My mum says things like, why don't you just put, if it's got to be on the floor and you don't have time to do anything with it, why don't you just put it all in containers? And I'm like, it's not that easy. If I put it all in containers, I won't know where it is. Containers equals storage. That means I have to organize it first before I put it in containers. Otherwise, I'll never have any idea where anything is. It's been a bone of contention between me and my mum since I was a kid. But, you know, if it's on the floor, I know where it is. Sounds like Tracy works the same way. It's all on the table. You know where to find it, right?
That's why I don't have any of my things away. I have them all visible, because if I put it away, I forget that I have it.
Exactly. I can do it with something that I know I would pull it out as a whole project. Like, for instance, all my oil stuff is in one of these little cube baskets in my thing here. But all of my oil stuff is in there. And I know I have oil stuff and I know which containers it's in. So I just need to pull out that one container when I want to oil paint. So for that stuff, it works. But for stuff that I use all the time, I don't even understand the point of putting it away because why would I put it away today just to get it out again tomorrow? That makes zero sense to me.
That's why I created my table with little containers that has everything I would need every day. And I've noticed I work seasonal. So right now I'm working like on summery camp themes, and then come fall, I'll pull out all my fall and Halloween items, and I'll replace all of this with Halloween and fall, and then
Right.
and
Then Christmas.
Yeah. There's no winter here. Just Halloween, Christmas.
Halloween, Christmas, flowery, summery stuff. Halloween, Christmas.
And then like all the stuff
I'm always pulling it
I
out
still-
of the container, so why bother? Tables, floors may need another room. You work exactly like I do, Tracy. If you run out of places to put things, just buy another table.
I put all the stuff that I think I'll use, but I'm not using at the moment. They're like general supplies in my cube. So like I have my paint, and I have stickers and rubber stamps and all of my artist and glues. And
Right.
I'll
That's all stuff that, well, you might suddenly decide you want a little splash of that particular color.
Yeah.
You might want to grab it. Yeah. That actually sounds like a really workable system. It's similar to my system, except I have it all out on the desk and the floor.
It kind of sounds like we all organize in the same sort of way. I started reading this book. It's called The Clutter Connection. I have it on the screen.
The clutter connection, how your personality types, what does it say?
How your personality types determine how and why you organize the way you do.
Organize. I don't understand why it doesn't have organize in inverted commas. That's how I organize. I organize.
I think it would describe you. It had all the different people listed as different types of bugs. I think we're butterflies.
Oh, right, okay. Butterfly.
We have to have things out where we can see them in
Yep.
open, clear containers so that you can just toss something in without having to open the container and put everything away.
Oh, I'm a butterfly.
And that is so me.
Yeah, this every single piece of my container storage now has been changed to these. Because if this was a closed box and I couldn't see into it, how would I know my rings were in there? This is just the one that I put on the desk that I shove stuff into. Like, you know, oh, my needles, I'll shove those in there. My scissors, I'll shove those in there. It's just a convenient place to put stuff. But they're all over the place. I've got them all over the place. But at any moment, I can look up and go, where's my, oh, there's the box with the washi tape in it. Where's my, oh, there's my box with my tools in it. It must be in there. If I can't see it, I can't use it. Yep. I won't use it. It's not even that. It's not even won't use it. It's like, if I can't see it, I don't have it. Literally.
And I laughed because one of the things the book says is that for my type, if the containers aren't opened, it's not worth the effort to put it away. I'll just put it down on the table, which is so me.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go find a drawer to put it in.
I don't have closed storage. I have this cabinet here. Open, chuck it in, close the door. Pull it out, chuck it in, close it. Pull it out, chuck it in, close it. That's how it works. This stuff, it's not even, I mean, these, they're not even, you know, they're clear. I don't even have to pull them out to see what's in there. I know what's in there. I know what's in every single one. Not because I remember what's in it, but because I look up and I go, oh, that's got all my page flags in. That's got all my paper clips and stuff. That's washi tape. That's spares for the printer and stuff like that. Other bits that I don't know what to do with, you know. It's not organized. It's obvious. That's what I'm going to say. It's not organized, it's obvious. I can see everything. I look up around my room and I go, where's my, oh, there we go. As opposed to, oh, this little box has got this in it, and this little box has got this in it, and this little box has got this in it. And if I had to have stuff, I watched a studio tour the other day where this girl she'd taken over, they got a 2-bedroom flat. They moved into a 2-bedroom flat so that she could take over the master bedroom, because they figured they didn't really need a huge bedroom just to sleep in. So they use the 2nd bedroom as the main bedroom, but she's taken over the master suite as her art room and craft room. So she has a closet on one side for all her paper crafting and a closet on the other side for all her stitch crafting, fabric crafting. And she goes in between two, and she's got all these little boxes, you know, the little cardboard boxes you buy in sets where they're like three different sizes, and she's got them all stacked up. So she's got big, medium and small of each one, and it's all stacked up in little shoe boxes. And I'm like, how do you know what's in each box? How does she know? Oh, she's got a label on the front. I'm like, how does that help? I do not understand how people can work like that. And I don't understand how people can have tidy rooms all the time if they're actually working in them. Unless you're like, all you do is paint. Maybe you're a canvas artist and all you do is paint, and you only use either acrylic or oil paint or whatever, and you just pull out the one that you're using at the time and put it away. I can't understand how anybody stays tidy. Not if you do more than one type of crafting. I mean, I now have 3 different desks. And I'm at the point where I'm like, well, where am I going to sew? The Wheel of the Year embroidery is gorgeous. Now I have more experience in embroidery, I should try this. An entire extra bedroom as a studio with a walk-in closet. Stuff explodes all the time. Oh, are you one of those open the door, shove it in and hope it stays closed? This is what we're doing in the 2019, when Frogs Sing 2019 class. This is our ongoing Wheel of the Year project. We started this one yesterday for Litha. Oh, you don't need a pattern. Draw your own. Just pick what you want and sketch it out and draw it. Colouring books. Colouring books have, you want it to look nice. Well, colouring books have really good bits and pieces in. That's where I got this one, actually, because I couldn't draw a rose for Toffee. Well, I could draw a rose, but I couldn't design a rose to sew. But I got in fact, if you go on, what's it called? Thread something. There's a whole, if you look up Wheel of the Year embroidery templates, there's a whole website dedicated to them. But I have this. So I've been using a few of the things from here. But this was this rose is actually, I took the page out so that I could put it in. I hybridized this by drawing little bits with my light box. But yeah, colouring pages are great for templates, and then I use my light box to transfer it onto here, and I'm just sewing the colours. but it's been a fun project. People are doing their own thing. So some people are doing embroidery. We've got people doing what are you doing with yours, Cody? Is it like a seasonal one, aren't you doing? Andrea's designing herself a set of tarot bags for each of her Sabbat card sets that she has. There's all sorts of really interesting projects going on. But everybody kept saying, oh, we want to learn embroidery. Do you know how to sew? I'm like, well, yeah, but okay, I'll teach you how to sew then. So this month we're doing complicated satin stitch, which is taking forever. Hence, I'm working on it here.
And growing up, I just always wanted to move away. But then my geography teacher took us rambling. From there, walking through nature, they begin to explain our Hollywood, why it's so special. They showed me the trails my grandfather took, and also his grandfather before it. That teacher taught geography, but really, he was teaching me who I was.
Teaching. Every lesson shapes a life. There's still time to apply for teacher training this September. To register, search Get Into Teaching. As the leadership contest enters the home straight, firm favourite Boris Johnson will prove
We were talking about your quilt yesterday, Kirsten.
And lead the country. Turn to the Telegraph for clarity. Subscribe now.
I mentioned it in class.
Telegraph.co.uk.
If anybody's Kirsten's Wicked Redhead on Instagram, and over the last week she's been working on a bloody adverts. Go away. Over the last week she's been working on a quilt, and it's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's not something that I normally do, but I'm starting to think maybe I want to make a quilt now.
Am I unmuted? Hello?
Hello.
Awesome. I just wanted to chime in really quick. Quilting is really easy, actually, especially if you do a small project. It's pretty easy. If you can sew a straight line, then it shouldn't be a problem. But thank you very much. I'm really happy with how it came out. Glad you guys could see it.
I think you'd actually really enjoy the other class, the When Frogs Sing one, because we do a bit of everything over there, and you seem to like doing a bit of everything.
I was actually considering joining in. I've seen your guys' stuff a lot online, and it seems like definitely kind of up my alley because, you know, I dabble in a lot. So
yeah, we're dabblers. We're dabblers. I mean, it's got an underlying theme of I happen to be a divination witch, and therefore I put that kind of bent on it. But, you know, we've got all sorts in the class and all sorts of people who are, we've got at least one person who is far more knowledgeable in any kind of witchcraft than I am. She's really been doing it for a very, very long time. But art-wise, she's got no idea. She's a writer. So she's left in art. But we've got other people in the class who are exceptional artists. I mean, Jane does some absolutely exquisite animal drawings, but she likes to do the kind of totem animals and stuff like that. And so she's learning about that kind of part of it and how to make it a bit more spiritual, and rather than just, oh, look, I drew a bear, you know. Then we've got Miss Cody, our token Christian, who doesn't have lots of crystals. She's just got some pretty rocks. Right, Code? Seriously, she's got more crystals than any witch I have ever known. She was bringing out boxes full of them, like storage containers, underbed storage containers full. And she went, oh, I'll just go and get my big box. Like, you
Just
put all
saying.
your animals up, Cody. Let's have a look. Hang on, I'll.
So
Oh,
pretty.
you've got all your magical creatures and everything up. How cute! Of course, I love the My Little Pony.
Yeah.
He's fabulous.
I've had
Oh.
him since I was in
That
kindergarten.
silver one. Oh, that pink one is just like, bitch, I'm fabulous. Okay, get out of my way. I'm coming through. Oh, that's so sweet. I love it.
Here's my pretty rocks.
That's the classy ones, yeah. Beautiful. What a lovely collection.
I finally took out the tumbleds out of the storage container and I put them in these mason jars.
Oh, cool. That's good because then you can use them.
And then I
Actually
have,
play with them and
I bought a bag of runes, so they're back there if I ever need them.
cool. Palm stones. You've got a lot of those, haven't you?
Yeah, there's 3 or 4 missing because I like to use them. They're my like nervous habit.
Oh, that's what they're there for.
Yeah. I need to get a stand for this guy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Let me see if I can get him in the window.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Wow.
What kind of rock is that?
This is polychrome jasper.
It reminds me of the Eye of Sauron. Not the Eye of Sauron. The Palantir. Lord of the Rings.
Oh, totally. Oh my gosh, that is beautiful.
Isn't it?
eBay.
Yeah, even on eBay, they're expensive though.
Not if you buy them from China.
You can't always guarantee they're actual rocks if they come from China though.
Yeah.
I've had a few pieces come from China and like, that's not a rock, that's resin. You do kind of take your chances. I think if you pay a reasonable price for it, usually it turns out to be actual stuff. It's when the price is way too good to be true and you're like, oh yeah, that's fantastic. They're only $1.99. I'll have 3 of those. Yeah, it's acrylic. It's basically a painted billiard ball. This is not even a 5th of your collection though, is it, Cody?
No, this is it.
That's not all of it.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not. Although you do have about 12 shelves full there, so. It's really good that you've got it all out though, because it was all stuck in those plastic boxes at the beginning of the year. No use to you there, is it? Even if you are just going to refer to them as pretty rocks, at least, you know, say, well, they're pretty, I'm going to look at them. Oh, look at that malachite.
Oh my gosh.
Is that a malachite T-Rex?
Yes, it is.
Oh my God. Or is it
He was a pretty penny.
a T-Rex or a Godzilla?
It's a dinosaur.
It is a dinosaur, isn't it? I can't see very well because it's over the other side and I've got my reading glasses on, but oh, he's awesome.
I actually have 2.
You can send me one. Wow.
He's great. I've got an elephant.
And then I do have a onyx stegosaurus,
Ooh,
a
Oh,
plateosaurus.
that's the Stegosaurus. Plesiosaur. One of them.
I found him at a thrift store.
Wow.
And I
have a set of 7. Where's my box? That's it in there. Oh, there he is. That looks so good, Cody. You've done a really good job with that. It's like a shop display. I'm a bit jealous. How pretty though. You know what you need there? You need some little LED lights.
Yeah, that's on my next buy list for this.
Because you could put holes in the back and just put the lights at the back, couldn't you? So they shine through. That's so pretty. Wow. Very nice. Meanwhile, I can't even tidy up my altar. There's my elephant. I got a set of 7 of these. This is the daddy one, and the little one is about that big. And they're kind of onyx from Turkey. But it's got a special name, but I can't remember what it's called. But it's got these veins in it. It looks like eyeballs. These are all ones that I found that were in my window.
that's funny.
I'm terrible for putting things in the window to charge and then just leaving them there. I found some that I'd forgotten I even had. I'd forgotten I had that one. It's beautiful. Look at that.
I've just stopped putting stuff in my window because I have cats.
Ah, yeah. It gets swiped off the windowsill
Yes.
and goes under the sofa, never to be seen again. That sounds familiar. Ooh, what time are we on? I'm getting hungry. Oh, it's 5:20. Excellent. Might wrap up there then. Since I've come to the end of my leaf. Anybody else got anything else they want to show? Or
I'll share a little bit of my fire week if you guys want to see.
yeah, sure.
Let me see.
There you go.
Hello. Come on, forward facing camera. There we go. So I love taking notes. Every week I take the PDF and kind of put my own spin on it and add my own thoughts. In
Excellent. That's what I like to see.
way. So this is some Scotch broom that's growing out in my front yard. And
Oh, wow, that's gorgeous.
I am actually planning on making a besom out of this plant because it's so huge. So I wrote down some correspondences. Yeah, I love Scotch broom. I'm planning on doing some notes from the full moon that we just had here.
Yeah.
And this is
Yeah, there's been a lot going on
tropical.
this week. That's why I didn't give you too much in the way of prompts and stuff. I just gave you the ritual because there's, for those of us who do stuff, there's so many different things happening.
Right. Energetically, it was pretty an intense week. So I left some space for some art projects, which I have on a sticky note. Let's see. Okay, so here I have personally a huge connection between my rising sign and my shadow. And to me, that's a lot of fire energy. So here I'm just going to write out some notes on how I feel about that. And funny enough, I've been super drawn this week in particular to like vampire energy. And again, I really associate that with fire energy big time. So
Yeah, you said that with your deck last week, didn't you?
yeah. So this is Terror of the Vampires, and then this is the Alchemy England deck. And for me, again, that's all connected to my shadow, which is for sure fire energy for me anyway. So that's why there's like a little bit of spookiness happening here.
We like a spooky bit. We like the spooky.
Yes, you do, Miss Goth. And then this was my tarot reading for Litha. And this actually inspired the ritual that I did later, and I just didn't end up having enough time to do the journaling bit. But this is actually what inspired the ritual itself. So
Excellent.
yeah, Queen of Cups, just totally and completely. That is just absolutely how I've been feeling lately with this, all these changes that are happening in my life. So very appropriate. And
I think there's a lot of people going through that. We did a reading in the main group the other day. I'm going to post it in this group as well. Almost everybody. We did a Litha reading for Neptune retrograde. What have your 6 months been? What your next 6 months going to be? What's the themes? And then what's the illusion that Neptune retrograde is giving you? And what's the actual reality on the shadow side? What's the truth? And
I love stuff like
so
that.
interesting because almost everybody had either you're working really hard, a bit too hard, take a break, or you've been working really hard and you're achieving stuff. Great, keep going.
Right. Absolutely. Yep. So here, again, just kind of what fire is to me. And in your prompt list, you offered the one prompt about animals shedding skin. And this is actually, I don't know if you can tell, but this is a snake skin, a full snake skin that I found out in my backyard. Wow. Yeah. So this is going to be actually about the skin that I'm shedding.
Symbol of growth and change, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. And like
that is literally the universe telling you you've outgrown your current situation.
Yes, completely. And I did a full meditation on it, and he's sitting on my altar at the moment.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. And then obviously you saw this on Instagram, roses from my garden. That I just love the colors. I've
been loving seeing your stuff on Instagram. It's so nice. There's about 200 students in the main class. There's about 15 who are active every single week. And there's about 3 who regularly post.
Oh my goodness.
So it's been really nice to see somebody actually posting stuff and being excited about things. I'm like, yes, finally.
Yay. No, totally. The inspiration is just, exploding. And as you can see, like I can hardly keep up with it because it's just, the more I do, it seems like the more comes out. So
yeah,
but that's it. That's all I've really been up to this week. But I do have tons of plans. So yeah,
you've got to take it steady, especially when that bus of inspiration just hits you. You've got to go, okay, right. Just park there for a minute. I'm going to go through it. One seat at a time. Okay, go in the front row first, and then let's just go through it slowly. Otherwise, you just end up like literally feeling like you've been hit by a truck, and then you can't do anything.
Exactly. Ooh, pretties.
No, she said. That's everything I own now. It's all out on the shelves. She pulls out yet another box of pretties.
These are all wearable rocks.
Oh, these are all the wearable
jealous.
pendants and stuff. Okay. Oh, I like that one. That's beautiful.
Oh my gosh.
I know, right?
I want that.
That's
Wow.
beautiful.
I would wear that on a piece of velvet ribbon as like a Victorian style choker. That is beautiful.
I've got some similar hung up in my window, actually.
You guys will like this.
Holy cow.
The bat.
Yes.
These are all on beaded chains that I've hung them up on the window. But they're all, they're all the kind. Oh, they're all the kind
Is
of
that a
things.
huge locket?
Yes, I collect lockets.
Oh my gosh.
I
Cool.
have. Let me grab it. I have a little.
Oh, Cody, have you seen Meadow Fawn on Instagram? Have you seen the miniature sculptures she does inside lockets?
Yes.
Oh, all these tiny, tiny, tiny little sleeping animals and flowers and all inside these miniature lockets. Absolutely incredible. That would be so cool to do a fairy garden inside that big fairy locket.
Wow.
You've got plenty of things to draw if you ever run out of inspiration. Just open the jewelry box and go, right, what should I draw today? Oh, that's nice. Love a bit of filigree. I've got a ring that matches that, actually. Yeah, it matches your locket, look.
Cool.
Almost identical. It's too tiny for me. It doesn't even fit on my little finger. So it'd probably fit around your wrist. Oh, I do like looking through your treasures. They're so pretty. Oh, that's gorgeous. Nice. Very nice. Oh, that's lovely. Look at what a lovely design.
So do you just spend a lot of your time browsing? Is that how you find these?
I used to. My mom and I, when I was little, used to go to estate sales and flea markets and thrift stores. And back in the day, nobody wanted this stuff. It was really cheap. So my mom and I would just buy it for, dollars.
Yeah. I bet you couldn't do it anymore because most of those are gold, aren't they?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that enamel one. Look at that. That's so pretty. I bet that's hand painted as well. I think the moon and stars with the sparkly gems is definitely my favourite. Unusual shape too. You very rarely see a square locket. I love that pattern. It's gorgeous. Oh, it opens downwards as well. Interesting. So many treasures. I you might be dragon energy too, Cody, you know. Your
Oh,
little
I have
ball
a dragon. I
floating.
know its name.
Oh, you do have a dragon? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Ah, that's how you've been able to help Risha then. Oh my god, there's another layer.
What?
Those are all the necklaces.
No way.
These are all my.
The sun and the moon. Oh,
Look at that.
you should totally hang that in a window.
Absolutely.
I used to have it on my backpack, but as you can see, it broke. The back is broken.
Hang it on a bit of velvet ribbon and put it in the window.
Mm-hmm. That's beautiful.
I've put this is how I hang my jewellery that I'm not wearing. I've got a beam up there, bit of copper wire, and I hang up all my necklaces, just bring them up like that, so they hang up in the window.
I have a tree. I got
Oh,
it
I've got a tree as well, it's up there.
Oh my gosh, it's massive.
and
But
I'm
if you
thinking
put
about
them in
painting
the
my
window,
door.
they'll catch the light, you see. That's gorgeous.
Oh, here's my pendulum.
Oh
Oh,
wow.
that's lovely. That's funny, that's similar to the Sodalite one that I saw the other day, except it didn't have a line down the middle. But it was a very similar shape.
Sorry if you can hear my cat, she's deaf.
That's okay, we like kitties. Hi, kitty.
Ugh.
Whoops.
Dropped it.
Oh, wow. Treasures. So many treasures. Well, I'm gonna stop there. It's entirely up to you guys if you want to stay and hang out and gawk some more at Cody's treasure box, because it's a big treasure box. But I need to go and get some food and take the dogs out for a quick walk before it starts to rain. Oh, hi, kitty. So I'm going to stop the live stream.